Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 2nd. Here's what we're working on this morning. Hurricane Beryl is now a Category 5 as it heads towards Jamaica.
With summer vacation in full swing, some kids will be at camp, but not all. Sean Cowan has some alternatives.
And the Toronto Blue Jays bats go mostly silent again. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm back.
You're back for another day. You came back for more.
I was surprised. I thought I'd get like a call or a tap on the shoulder yesterday after the show, but yeah, they've invited me back today and hopefully for the rest of the week.
Yeah, Tim Bolin is off on vacation. You will be here for the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo, okay, I can breathe now. I can breathe. Oh man, I was a little nervous that I was like auditioning every day.
No.
Somebody's waiting in the wings ready to grab me.
When he walked in the studio this morning, I said, okay, what did you bribe us with today? What kind of goodies?
Yeah, what kind of food did you bring today?
Nothing. If my mom is watching this morning, I would love cherry cheesecake to bring to my coworkers tomorrow.
So would his coworkers.
So would his coworkers. Yeah, whatever you'd like to impress us with, Mom. I'll be home around. I'll be by around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So.
Okay. Hey, do you know who was around Linden around 3 o'clock yesterday? That guy.
I heard.
Oh my goodness, is that me?
Okay, so you were explain this picture because you were in the parade.
I was in the parade. I was in the lead. It's an old fire truck, the Linden fire truck, about 1929 fire truck. And I came along, and we were stopped in front of this house for a second, and they had a big umbrella, a big a sunscreen set up with chairs, comfortable chairs, and a little table full of different libations, and an empty chair.
You mentioned the libations.
Yeah, libations. And so I jumped out of the fire truck and went and sat in the chair and just wanted to sit. And this is a perfect spot to watch the parade. So I just sat and they took a picture of me and I jumped back in the parade.
The parade that you're in.
The parade that I was in, yeah. So I got a vantage point from what it was like sitting and watching the parade right there.
How's your waving hand
My waving,
today?
I kept it up throughout the day. I eventually went to the Royal Wave after a while.
Okay, yeah,
and then to the Beverly Hillbillies Granny Wave.
You're just doing it. Come on. Okay, let's go.
But what a day yesterday. It was just a glorious day. It really was. I mean, the temperature got to 24. The sun was up. There was hardly a cloud in the sky, so it was a perfect day for everybody's Canada Day celebrations. I know you were partying last night, and there was fireworks throughout the area. They might have woken you up if you were an early sleeper like me. But it was just a glorious day. And another one today. Lots of sunshine. Maybe a little bit warmer, 26, humidex of 29, but gorgeous today again. And it looks like some instability pushes in tomorrow, which we will talk about coming up. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road. Again, pretty light volume. There's a bit more traffic on the road this morning than there was yesterday morning. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. Not a lot to see. QEW, Grays Road, Stony Creek, nothing. Top of the Skyway Bridge, all the way through Brodie, going through Burlington and Oakville. Not a lot going on, which is good. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, let's check the news.
Beryl is now a Category 5 hurricane. It's the earliest of that strength on record in the Atlantic. For now, its eye is in fairly open waters of the Caribbean Sea. It's expected to impact Haiti and the Dominican Republic today. It had already set the record for the earliest Category 4 storm in the Atlantic, fueled by its record warm waters. Beryl ripped off doors and roofs in homes across the region yesterday with devastating winds and storm surges. Now, Grenada's prime minister has reported at least one death late last night. Beryl's winds increased to nearly 260 kilometers per hour and is forecast to pass near Jamaica tomorrow.
There was a large police presence in Dunnville last night. Haldeman and OPP were in the area of Bird and Crown Roads for an investigation. The roads were closed for the night. They have since reopened. Police say there's no threat to public safety, and they haven't shared any other details of what was going on.
Brantford police are looking for 2 men after a female was sexually assaulted 2 separate times late last Tuesday night. Police describe the men as persons of interest. The first is in his mid-20s with brown skin, spiked dark hair, and hoop earrings in each ear. He was wearing blue shorts, a floral shirt, and black sandals. The second man is black, about 30, with short, buzzed hair. He was wearing a blue Crooks and Castle t-shirt, dark pants, and black shoes. Police say both assaults happened in Brantford's downtown core between 10:30 last Tuesday night and 1:30 the following morning.
St. Catharines man's been missing since last Friday. Niagara police have released this photo as they look for 46-year-old Randolph Price. He was last seen near Carleton and Ontario streets in St. Catharines on Friday morning. He's white, 5'5", and weighs 205 pounds. He has shoulder-length brown hair and a full beard. Price was wearing a t-shirt, track pants, a black vest, and black Crocs.
Niagara police are recruiting to try and keep pace with the region's growing population. Until more officers are hired, the force is dealing with a big increase in overtime. Quarterly report presented to the Niagara Police Services Board shows they've logged more than 21,000 hours of overtime in the first 3 months of the year. That's the most OT in the first quarter since 2020. The report also shows that more than 9,000 of those overtime hours were required to meet minimum policing requirements for Niagara.
Well, for a lot of people, today is the start of summer camp. If you didn't get a spot, don't worry, there's still plenty to do. Sean Cowan joins us now with more on the possibilities.
Good morning, Annette. Well, summer camps are going to be starting today all throughout the city. A lot of them are run by the City of Hamilton as well as the YMCA, but most of them are full. The YMCA did say there are a few weeks still with options this summer, but they are filling up fast. But that doesn't mean there aren't a lack of things to do throughout the city this summer. The City of Hamilton says 3,200 kids have registered for summer camp this year, and most of the spots are full, especially for kids ages 6 to 12 years old. But there are some spots open for the older age group, 12 to 15 years old, according to the city's website this morning. The City of Hamilton also hired around 170 staff to work at the camps. Now, the YMCA says there are still a few weeks with limited spots available this summer, but there's always a chance to get in if you're on the wait list. Sometimes cancellations do happen, but there are plenty of free things to do this summer in and around the City of Hamilton.
We have so much to do in the summer in the city. We have our Soupy program that is at over 50 parks this summer. So from Waterdown to Winona, that's a free drop-in supervised for children of all ages. We've got our wading pools that are open across the city.
This summer, we have the Summer Reading Club, and the theme is space. So come on down to your local branch and stop in. We have lots of amazing, amazing books, music, movies, tons of activities planned.
So both the City of Hamilton and the YMCA say that if you want to get into a summer camp this summer and it is full, you can always go online and put your name on the wait list. Sometimes cancellations do happen, but of course you can always hit up a splash pad too. I'll send it back inside to you.
Another 27 WestJet flights set to take off today have been canceled as the airline recovers from a 2-day strike. The Calgary-based airline had warned it was going to take most of this week to get its schedule back on track after unionized mechanics walked off the job last Friday. In response to the strike, WestJet had to park 130 aircraft at 13 airports across the country. It needs time to get its aircraft and crew back into position.
Councillors in the town of Milton have approved a $50 million investment for public transit.
The plan we're recommending comes with a capital cost of just under $50 million over the 5-year horizon. The substantial majority of this expense is for procuring new conventional and specialized vehicles, while the remainder is for new infrastructure and new technologies. On the operating side, the total net operating budget amounts to just under $50 million over the 5-year plan.
This is all to deal with a surge in population. The Milton Transit 5-year service plan and master plan update includes recommendations to improve Milton's transit network from 2025 to 2029 with a plan to electrify the fleet. By 2029, they hope to have more direct routes, late-night services, a Presto fare system, and service on Sunday. There's going to be a temporary closure at the Welland Canal Bridge tomorrow. Bridge 5 on Glendale Avenue is going to be closed to both vehicles and pedestrian traffic starting from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. St. Lawrence Seaway Management Corporation says the closure for preventive maintenance on the bridge.
All right, Sports Line, and let's start with some baseball. And while there were plenty of fireworks yesterday, very few of them came from the Blue Jays offense.
Springer lined down and Marshall grounded out.
Clement lifts one to left field. He's hit it well, and it's gone.
Well, it took until 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth for the Jays to give the nearly 40,000 people in attendance something to cheer about. However, that would be all the offense could muster as they fell to the Astros 3-1 yesterday. Now, the loss drops Toronto to 38-46 on the season. That's a season low, 8 games below 500, 15 games back of first in the AL East. Series continues today as the Jays send Jose Beryl to the mound. First pitch, 7:07. Let's switch to some hockey, where free agent frenzy lived up to the hype in the NHL yesterday. And as we told you yesterday, Steven Stamkos was the biggest name on the board, and it didn't take long into the day for the 2-time Stanley Cup champion to sign with the Nashville Predators to a 4-year, $32 million contract. Now, that closes the book on a 16-year tenure with the team that drafted him first overall, made him captain, and where he's the all-time leader in games, goals, and points. Nashville, one of the busier teams on the day, signing forward Jonathan Marchessault and defenseman Brady Shea to long-term deals as well. Meanwhile, the Maple Leafs using free agency to bolster their blue line. They signed 34-year-old Chris Tanev to a 6-year deal worth $27 million. They also added now Stanley Cup champion Oliver Ekman-Larsson, locking him up to a 4-year, $14 million deal. In total, more than 100 players changed teams, with more than $1 billion committed to new deals. Now let's check in on the world of soccer, but before we get to the Euros, let's start with Copa America, where American soccer fans waking up fired up after a controversial call in last night's game. Now, Uruguay scored in the 66th minute to break a 0-0 tie, but the Americans argued it was offside. And as we see from editor Steve here, it kind of looks offside. And after a lengthy review, the call on the field would stand. And with that result, USA was eliminated from the tournament in the group stage. By the way, Canada already advanced to the quarterfinals in this tournament. They'll play Venezuela Friday night. Meanwhile, in Euro Cup action yesterday, Portugal advanced to the quarterfinals after winning in penalty kicks over Slovenia. They'll take on France, who defeated Belgium 1-0. 2 games on deck today, including Netherlands taking on Romania at noon, and later Austria takes on Turkey. Sticking with soccer, Welland's Sabrina D'Angelo is heading back to the Olympics. D'Angelo was named to the Canadian women's soccer team that will try to defend their Olympic gold later this month in Paris. Now, it's the second Olympic appearance for the Notre Dame College School graduate. The 31-year-old was part of the team that captured bronze in Brazil in 2016. Let's head across the pond for a little bit of tennis as the third of 4 Grand Slams got underway yesterday. Defending Wimbledon champion Carlos Alcaraz opened up his tournament with a straight sets victory in the first day of action at the All England Club. 21-year-old Spaniard chasing his 4th Grand Slam title, including a 2nd straight after winning the French Open last month. There are 5 Canadians in the singles draw, 2 men and 3 women. In action yesterday, Denis Shapovalov upset 19th-seeded Nicholas Jarry in straight sets, while Bianca Andreescu, also a straight sets winner. 3 Canadians in action this morning. Leylah Fernandez gets underway at about 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Mississauga's Marina Stakujic makes her Grand Slam debut against number 27 Katerina Sinikova, and later Montreal's Felix Auger-Aliassime takes on Australia's Thanasi Kokkinakis in the men's draw.
6:14, 2nd of July. What a perfect morning this is. We'll talk about the forecast in a second, but it's just a gorgeous start to the day here. And we have nothing to show you in traffic. 403 and Waterdown Road moving nicely right now. So no problems, Toronto bound coming towards us on that camera. We'll show you a few MTO traffic cameras, and once again, there's not a lot happening. Garden City Skyway East looks good. Grays Road, Stony Creek, all the way through the 403 junction. So coming out of Hamilton, heading toward Brant Street away from us. East of Royal Windsor Drive, nothing to see. Same with the Etobicoke Creek all the way through Mississauga. Not a lot going on in traffic this morning. Please take it carefully. The volume is going to be a lot lighter than normal. Of course, school's out. So let's get into this 2nd of July here. Temperature right now, 12 degrees, a little shy of seasonal. The winds are calm. The humidity's right up there at 100%. And we do have a sunny start today. What a beautiful start. We've got this ridge of high pressure. It was with us yesterday. It's going to be with us for today, giving us the sunshine. Just a few clouds rolling in tonight, and then tomorrow we get the cloud cover. Start off with some sun, but the cloud cover, chance of showers and thunderstorms, a little bit more heat, a little bit more humidity with that southerly flow, and then the cold front goes through. That's going to drop the temperatures a little later this week. So check the temperatures today. A little warmer than yesterday. We got to 24 yesterday. Temperatures today anywhere from 24 to 27 degrees, and lots of beautiful sunshine, very high UV index. Keep that in mind. Tonight will be a little bit warmer than it was, well, last night, right now, overnight. Temperatures in the 20s for Niagara, but generally 16 to 19 degrees tonight, some clouds. And then tomorrow, 24 for the Falls, but 29 for St. Catharines. We're looking at 28 to 29 generally. Humidex, though, tomorrow is going to be 35, so it's going to be a fair bit stickier tomorrow. We'll start off with that sunshine and then get into the clouds and showers. Let's start off with our top story this morning. Hurricane Beryl, as we mentioned right off the top. This is the earliest in the summer season that we've had a Hurricane 5 category. As you can see, it's gone past the Leeward Island, barreling right toward Jamaica, and it'll dip a little bit to a Category 4, and then as it heads toward the Yucatan Peninsula, it will come down a bit, but huge hurricane with winds to 280 kilometers an hour this morning. So out the door this morning, mainly sunny, winds are light, temperature comfortable at 12. Long range coming up. Annette Louie.
Thanks, Brian. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. What do you got coming up on Chit Chat, Emily?
I'm like nerding over the hurricane. I'm sorry.
We all are. We're all watching it.
We're all looking at our screens down here. Yeah, it's that's a pretty dangerous looking storm.
It's a doozy, there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Chit Chat. Do you guys like cup of soup? Like, do you like Mr. Noodles?
I like cup of soup. I only like Lipton's cup of soup. I'll have but only if I've got a cold.
Okay, and like, chances are good you're going like chicken noodle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about s'mores flavored?
Soup?
Yeah.
No, then it's a dessert.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's coming up in Chit Chat.
Okay.
That's the only time I have to tell you about, so
here
you go.
Did you bring some?
Wish.
Okay.
I could run over to like Walmart and see if they have it.
We could make our own.
Time's on. Coming up after the break, Tim Hortons' parent company is set to boost its presence in China. Take a look at business. The Canadian dollar gained 7 basis points. It's trading overseas at 72.78 cents US. Gold is up nearly $2 and crude added 41 cents. It's trading at $83.79 US a barrel. In midday European trading, markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, the markets were up today in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Toronto Stock Exchange will reopen today after being closed for Canada Day. In New York, the Dow gained 51 points and the Nasdaq added 146.
A Toronto-based multinational fast food holding company is expanding to China. The parent company behind Tim Hortons, Burger King, and Popeye's Louisiana Chicken has inked 2 deals to bolster its presence in China. Restaurant Brands International says it will buy Popeye's China from Tim's China for $15 million in the first deal. Additionally, the company plans to partner with Cartesian Capital to invest up to $50 million in Tim's China through a 3-year convertible note, receiving up to $30 million.
Meta could face a hefty fine for allegedly breaking Europe's tough new digital competition rules. European Union regulators accuse Facebook's parent company of forcing users to consent to the use of their personal data or pay to get an ad-free version use of their platforms. If the Commission's investigation is confirmed, Meta could be fined up to 10% of its global annual revenue. And that's a lot, because in 2023, that added up to $13.5 billion. Meta says it doesn't accept the findings, and it says it looks forward to constructive dialogue with the Commission to close the investigation.
Taking a break right now. Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, just about 6:25 on the Tuesday, 2nd of July. A lovely start to a July day here. 12 degrees in Hamilton, the cool spot. 14 Toronto and Mississauga. 15 for Grimsby. Seasonal temperatures this time of year. 15 for the overnight low. 26 for the daytime high. We're shy of the overnight low, and we were shy of that temperature yesterday. We got to actually 23 and change. It was such a beautiful, sunny, comfortable day yesterday. Those are our sun times and records for today, the 2nd of July. So here's what we're looking at. A little bit warmer today. 26, humidex about 29 degrees. We'll have lovely sunshine throughout the day. A few clouds tonight, down to 17. Tomorrow, we'll start off with the sun, and then we'll get the cloud cover, chance of showers, chance of thunderstorms later on. 28, humidex of 35 though. Sunny, back to sunshine Thursday, 27. It gets a little bit cloudier on Friday. Temperature comes down to 24. Showers for Saturday, but as we get back into Sunday and Monday, 26 and a fair bit of sunshine. It's your forecast. Annette, Louie.
A new 6-legged robotic guide dog can help people with impaired vision live more independently.
It's been developed by researchers in Shanghai. The robot uses cameras and sensors to navigate, and it can recognize traffic lights, something they say traditional guide dogs can't do. The robot is about the size of an English bulldog, and it communicates with its operator using AI voice recognition and route planning. With over 20 million people in China with some sort of vision impairment and only 400 guide dogs, the robot offers an alternative where service animals are not widely accepted. I don't know, it looks a little Terminator-like to me.
Well, we were talking about this yesterday about AI. I said I'm terrified of AI. I mean, this is a good use of it, though, right? I mean,
is. Maybe it needs fur.
Oh, no. I feel like fur would just make it worse.
Oh, then it would look like a spider. That's amazing that it helps, but yeah.
Let's try and make it more friendly looking. Yeah, yeah.
Something
less nightmarish. All right, stay with us. More to come after the break.